I'm Hannah Tozer from Cape May County Technical High School. I'm currently a senior, and I love anything that has to do with nursing, health, and pharmacology. So today I will be discussing compounding pharmacies and their medications. First off, I want to explain what is a compounding pharmacy. Dr. Schmierling of Harvard Health defines a compounding pharmacy as a pharmacy that provides medications that are not commercially available. This includes specific types that I will go over later. What is created with this specific type of pharmacy? So this can be formed into two common forms: oral medications and subdermal medications. Oral medications is anything that goes into the mouth, so this includes anything sublingually or under the tongue, anything that is just swallowed, or anything that is chewed and then swallowed. Subdermal medications is anything that goes on top of the skin and it gets soaked in by the body and it is circulated and used for whatever it's meant for. So then this can be broken down into two subdivisions. The first one is traditional medications, which is something that people think about, like pills, syrups, creams, gels. And then we have non-traditional medications, which is something that some people don't even know about or don't even think about, like gummy bears, hard candies, lollipops, those sorts of things. And then why is it used? So this is what I was referencing earlier. Special populations that cannot tolerate pills, we will talk about special populations in a second, needs an in-between dose, allergies to specific inactive ingredients, including gluten, lactose, dyes, fillers, or preservatives, combines multiple medications into one, which one of them is magic mouthwash, which includes antibiotics, antifungal, lidocaine, steroids, or antacids. Also add flavoring to be more appealing to special populations. Again, I'll talk about that in a second. And medication shortages. So what are these special populations that I'm talking about? The first one is elderly, pediatrics, and people with specific disabilities, which includes but does not only limit it to autism, which this may be used to encourage them to take their medications instead of not want to or despise it. So who can do this? So mostly it's licensed pharmacists, but you have to get a specific certification, which is the board certified sterile compounding pharmacist. This person has to go through a specific class and through specific testing, and also has to get recredited every 7 years. So what are the positives to this? It allows access to hard-to-find medications, allows easier use for special populations, and more personalized experience. So that includes the allergies that we talked about earlier, or the flavoring. So what are the negatives? I talk about all these positives. What are the negatives? So ranges and purities may be permissibly inaccurate by the FDA. The FDA does certify that they may be inaccurate just because it is mostly human-made at this point. Compounding pharmacies do not always have to report adverse effects. This is because they don't have a broad enough population to be able to give you specific effects. Compounding drugs is not FDA approved. However, the action of making the drugs is FDA approved. The actual drugs are not. This is because the FDA takes drugs that are commercially available and they see how it tests with this population or that population, and then they decide if it's safe or if not safe. But with compounding pharmacy, it's so specific to the person that sometimes, but all the time, they cannot track it for a huge population. So what are the tools that are commonly used? Most of the same as pharmacies, but some are different. These are just a couple. Labels, narcotic cabinet, cylinders, conicals, and beakers, which is those glass things that you see on the screen. Thermometers, molds, and a mortar and pestle, which is used to crush up the medication. So what are the steps of making this medication? So there's 3 different equations. You can take time to read this all on the screen if you would like. But 3 different equations that you have to use to accurately figure out what the patient needs and how much of said medication patient needs. And then from there, you're gonna follow the steps. You're gonna crush the pills. You're gonna pour in the vehicle, which is commonly vitamin C, but there's also different ways. And then you're gonna mix it in the bottle, and then you're gonna certify that it's the right patient, right medication, right strength, all your rights of medication. So that's all I have for today. All my resources will be in the description of the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something new. Have a great day.